You know what's truly scary? It's not the heart attack itself. It's the fact that it often comes without warning, right when you thought you were feeling fine. I can't count how many seniors I've seen walk into my clinic with nothing more than mild fatigue or a little shortness of breath, and by the time we run the tests, their hearts are already in danger. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to tell you the truth. Because after many years as a heart surgeon, I've noticed a painful pattern. Most people over 60 are hurting their hearts every single day without even realizing it. And it's not just from junk food or smoking. There's one common habit, something that seems harmless, something many seniors do daily, that silently wears down your heart like slow poison. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 everyday mistakes that quietly damage your heart from the inside out. These are real habits I've seen in my patients, and many of them believed they were living just fine, until the heart said otherwise. But don't worry. Each of these dangers comes with a simple solution you can start today. Because the truth is, your heart is still listening to you. You just have to give it what it needs. And if you care about your heart, or someone else's, stay with me until the very end. I promise you, one of these habits will surprise you, and changing it could add years to your life. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments if you've ever been surprised by a heart-related diagnosis, or if someone close to you has. And if this kind of real, honest health advice matters to you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our Health 365 community. You deserve the truth, and I'm here to give it. Now, let's start with the habit I see most often. It's more dangerous than you think. Let me tell you what breaks my heart the most. It's seeing a strong, wise person in their 60s or 70s slowly lose their health. Not because of some terrible disease, but simply because they stopped moving. You don't have to run marathons. I'm not talking about gym memberships or heavy workouts. I'm talking about walking. Simple, daily walking. The kind of movement our bodies were designed for. The kind that keeps blood flowing, joints from stiffening, and, most importantly, your heart from silently weakening. Here's what many people don't realize. When you stop walking regularly, your blood starts to pool. Circulation slows down. That gives fat and cholesterol the perfect chance to stick to your artery walls. And when your blood vessels narrow and harden like that, your heart has to push harder. It wears out faster, just like an engine running uphill all the time. In fact, a major study published in Circulation followed more than 4,000 older adults over several years. They found that walking just 30 minutes a day, at your own pace, reduced the risk of heart attack by nearly 50%. That's not medication. That's not surgery. That's your own 2 feet saving your heart. And the best part? Walking doesn't just help your heart. It clears your mind. It lifts your mood. It helps control your weight, blood sugar, and blood pressure, all major threats to your heart's health. But here's the truth. If you wait until your chest hurts, it might be too late. Prevention isn't loud. It's quiet. It's consistent. Start small. Take 10 minutes in the morning. Add another 10 in the afternoon. Walk to the corner store instead of driving. Use the stairs once a day. Every step you take tells your heart, I still care about you. Now let's talk about another silent danger that shows up on almost every dinner table. Most people think sugar is the villain, but in my experience, especially with seniors, salt is the real silent killer. It hides in plain sight, not just in the shaker on your table, but in canned soups, sliced bread, store-bought sauces, pickles, chips, even so-called healthy frozen meals. You don't have to taste the salt for it to be there. And here's what it does. Salt makes your body hold on to water. That extra fluid raises your blood volume, putting more pressure on your arteries. Day by day, that pressure stretches and damages the delicate lining inside your blood vessels. You won't feel it. That's why it's called the silent killer. But over time, this pressure leads to high blood pressure, kidney strain, and heart failure. In one study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, researchers followed over 100,000 people worldwide. They found that even modest reductions in salt intake could prevent millions of deaths from heart disease and stroke each year. That's how powerful this little white crystal can be. The tricky part? As we age, our kidneys become less efficient. That means even small amounts of extra sodium can do more damage than they would have when you were younger. So here's what I recommend. First, check your food labels. Aim for no more than 1 to 500 milligrams of sodium a day. That's less than 1 teaspoon of salt in total. Next, choose fresh ingredients over packaged ones. And instead of relying on salt for flavor, experiment with herbs, lemon, garlic, or pepper. Your taste buds will adjust in about 2 weeks, and you'll barely miss the salt. Even switching from salted to unsalted nuts or avoiding deli meats can ease the pressure on your heart. Remember, it's not about eliminating every grain of salt. It's about making smarter choices that help your heart breathe easier. Now, speaking of choices, what you eat in the very first meal of the day can either protect your heart or put it in danger. Breakfast is supposed to give your heart a gentle start to the day, but for many seniors, it's more like a punch in the chest. Picture this. You wake up, pour yourself a creamy coffee, fry up some bacon or sausage, maybe a buttery toast or sugary cereal. Sounds comforting, right? But to your heart, it's chaos. You see, in the morning, your blood is naturally a bit thicker, and your blood vessels are slightly tighter, especially as you age. That's why more heart attacks happen in the morning than at any other time of day. Now imagine adding heavy, greasy food into that mix. You're forcing your heart to work double time, pushing thickened blood through narrow, inflamed arteries. A study published in the American Journal of Cardiology found a direct link between high-fat breakfasts and increased risk of morning cardiovascular events, particularly in adults over 60. That means what you eat in the first hour after waking can literally make or break your day or your life. Fatty meats, trans fats, and excess sugar all raise inflammation, spike cholesterol, and increase blood pressure. It might taste good, but that pleasure is short-lived. What it leaves behind is long-term damage to your arteries. So what should you eat instead? Try oatmeal topped with berries, or a slice of whole grain toast with mashed avocado, boiled eggs with a few nuts, even a banana and a glass of warm lemon water. These options nourish your body, keep blood flow smooth, and provide energy that lasts without overloading your heart. Now, let's turn to another habit that's often dismissed as harmless, but can quietly destroy your heart over time. A glass of wine to unwind. A shot of whiskey to help you sleep. It feels harmless, maybe even healthy, right? After all, you've probably heard people say a little alcohol is good for the heart. But here's what they rarely tell you. After the age of 60, your body changes, and so does the way it handles alcohol. Your liver slows down, your heart becomes more sensitive, and even just 2 drinks a day can push your cardiovascular system into dangerous territory. In fact, a large-scale study published in The Lancet followed over 600,000 people and found that drinking more than 1 alcoholic drink per day significantly increases the risk of heart failure, stroke, and irregular heartbeat, especially in older adults. As a heart doctor, I've seen it time and time again. Seniors come in with high blood pressure that won't budge, heart rhythms that skip and flutter, or signs of early heart failure. And the common link is daily alcohol. Not heavy drinking, not parties, just a glass or two every evening. And it doesn't stop there. Alcohol can interfere with common medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes. It can mess with your sleep, raise stress hormones, and add fat around the heart. That nightcap you think is relaxing you, it's quietly putting your heart under stress. Now, I'm not here to lecture. I know that for many people, alcohol is tied to habits, culture, or even comfort. But if you truly care about your heart and your future, it's time to rethink what's in your glass. If quitting completely feels like too much, start with boundaries. No more than 1 drink a day. And not every day. Give your body space to heal, your sleep time to recover, and your heart a chance to beat without interference. Now, let's talk about something you can't see in your blood test, but that affects your heart just as much. The emotions you keep locked inside. You can eat the perfect diet, walk every day, take all your pills on time, but if you keep your emotions bottled up, anger, sadness, fear, your heart will feel every ounce of that weight. Emotional stress is not just in your head, it's physical. When you're upset but stay silent, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals tighten your blood vessels, raise your heart rate, and push your blood pressure higher. Over time, this constant pressure makes your heart work harder than it should, even when you're sitting still. A landmark study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that emotional suppression, holding in negative feelings, significantly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke, particularly in seniors. And yet, so many older adults still say, "I don't want to bother anyone with my problems." Or worse, "I've lived with stress my whole life. I can handle it." But your heart can't. You see, after 60, your body becomes more sensitive to emotional tension. The walls of your arteries thin out. Your nervous system doesn't recover as fast. What you could handle at 40 may now be slowly breaking you from the inside. So what can you do? You don't have to start therapy tomorrow. Just start talking. Call a friend. Write in a journal. Join a local seniors group. Sit outside and breathe deeply for 10 minutes a day. Even a few minutes of silence where you simply allow yourself to feel, without judgment, can make a real difference. Every time you let go of a heavy thought or a buried fear, your heart relaxes. Your blood flows more freely. Your breath deepens. Now, let's move from emotions to something that often gets ignored, especially at night, yet holds the power to either protect your heart or slowly destroy it while you sleep. Snoring. Most people laugh about it. Some joke that it sounds like a bear. Others wear earplugs to bed. But as a heart doctor, let me tell you something clearly. Snoring isn't always funny. Sometimes it's a cry for help from your heart. Loud, frequent snoring is often a sign of sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing stops and starts during the night. You might not even notice it, but your heart does. Because every time your breathing stops, even for a few seconds, your oxygen drops, your blood pressure spikes, your heart rate jumps, and your body enters a mini stress response, again and again, all night long. The Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, published a study showing that untreated sleep apnea doubles the risk of heart failure and significantly raises the chance of sudden cardiac death in seniors, especially men over 60. And the worst part? Most people don't know they have it. They just feel tired during the day. Maybe they wake up with headaches or forget things more often. They chalk it up to aging, never realizing their heart is being silently pushed to the edge every single night. So here's what you can do. If someone tells you that you snore loudly, gasp for air in your sleep, or stop breathing for moments at a time, please don't ignore it. Ask your doctor for a sleep study. It's painless and easy. And if you're diagnosed, treatments like a CPAP machine, nasal device, or even simple changes in sleep position can make a massive difference. Now, from the bedroom to something that can poison your heart even when you're wide awake. Let's talk about smoke, and why even secondhand exposure is more dangerous than most people think. You already know smoking is bad for your lungs, but what you might not realize is this. Every puff of smoke, yours or someone else's, rips through your heart like a tiny blade. It's not dramatic. It's biological. Cigarette smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals. When inhaled, even in small amounts, these toxins damage the delicate inner lining of your arteries. That lining is called the endothelium, and it's what keeps your blood flowing smoothly. When it's damaged, your blood vessels stiffen, plaque starts to build up, blood gets stickier, and your heart has to work harder, every single beat. A 40-year-long study published in the British Medical Journal confirmed that even light smoking, as few as 1 cigarette a day, raises your risk of heart disease significantly. And secondhand smoke? It's not harmless. Seniors who live with smokers have up to a 25% higher risk of heart attacks, even if they've never touched a cigarette themselves. I've treated patients in their 60s who never smoked a day in their life, but lived with someone who did, and their arteries told the story. And please, don't be fooled by light cigarettes or vaping. The nicotine still damages your heart. The chemicals still inflame your vessels. Clean blood and oxygen, not smoke, is what your heart needs to thrive. Now, I know quitting isn't easy, but it's possible, and it's worth it. Because within just 24 hours of quitting, your heart rate and blood pressure start to normalize. Within a few weeks, your circulation improves. And within a year, your risk of heart disease drops dramatically. Talk to your doctor. Ask about nicotine patches. Join a quit group. Find a friend to support you. Every day without smoke is a step toward healing. Your heart doesn't care how long you've smoked. It only cares that you stop. And speaking of what you breathe in, let's talk about something else, just as quiet and just as dangerous. The screens you watch before bedtime. It seems harmless. A little news before bed, a few scrolls through Facebook, maybe a movie to help you fall asleep. But every time you stare at a screen at night, your heart quietly pays the price. Here's why. Phones, tablets, and TVs all emit something called blue light. This type of light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That means your body delays releasing melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, what does this have to do with your heart? When sleep is disturbed, your blood pressure stays higher throughout the night. Your insulin resistance increases. Your heart rate becomes less stable, and your nervous system doesn't get the rest it desperately needs. Over time, this constant low-level stress builds up, raising your risk of atrial fibrillation, heart attack, and even stroke. In one study published in the European Heart Journal, researchers found that seniors with poor sleep patterns had a 35% higher risk of cardiovascular disease, independent of diet, exercise, or genetics. And it's not just the light, it's the content, the news, the noise, the stimulation. It keeps your brain alert when it should be winding down. Your body may be in bed, but your mind is still fighting, reacting, processing. And your heart? It's caught in the middle. So what can you do instead? 1 hour before bed, turn off the screens. Let the lights dim. Pick up a book, listen to soft music, or just sit quietly with a cup of warm chamomile tea. Let your body shift into rest mode naturally. And if you really need background noise, try soft instrumental music or a guided meditation, something that soothes, not stimulates. Now, speaking of things we put into our body that can overwhelm the heart, let's talk about fried food and fast food, and why they're far more dangerous than just junk. It's quick, it's tasty, and sometimes, when you're tired or don't feel like cooking, it feels like the easiest option in the world. But every burger, every fried snack, every crispy bite is silently turning your blood into sludge. Fast food and fried food are loaded with trans fats, saturated fats, and excess salt. These ingredients don't just sit in your stomach. They travel straight into your bloodstream. They raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. They trigger inflammation inside your arteries, and they make your blood thicker and harder to pump. In a large study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that people who ate fried foods just 4 times a week had a 37% higher risk of heart failure, especially those over 60. And it's not just the big meals. Even one daily snack, a samosa, a piece of fried chicken, a handful of chips, adds up. As we age, our metabolism slows down. Our arteries lose flexibility. That means your heart can't handle the same junk it used to in your younger years. It's like forcing an old engine to run on dirty fuel. It wears out faster. So what's the solution? You don't need to eat boiled vegetables every day. Instead, try this. Switch to baked or grilled versions of your favorite foods. Use an air fryer instead of deep frying. Snack on fruits, nuts, or homemade soups. Cook once and reheat healthy meals for the week. Even small changes make a difference. Because the truth is, your blood becomes what you eat. And oily fried food creates oily, heavy blood. That slows down circulation, clogs your arteries, and forces your heart to fight harder every moment. Now, let's talk about the most dangerous habit of all. The one I see more than any other in seniors. It's silent, it's deadly, and the worst part? Most people stop doing it because they think they feel fine. This is the habit that worries me the most. Not because it's complicated, but because it feels so innocent, so reasonable. You wake up, check your blood pressure, and it looks good. You feel fine. So you skip a dose. Then maybe 2. Before you know it, days or weeks go by, and the damage begins. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. You won't feel it rising. There are no warning bells. But inside your body, it's slowly damaging the walls of your arteries, thickening your heart muscle, and increasing your risk of heart attack, stroke, and kidney failure. One major study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that seniors who skipped their blood pressure medication for even a few days had a significantly higher risk of hospitalization and cardiac events. And the risk gets worse the longer the meds are ignored. I've had patients collapse from strokes simply because they ran out of pills and thought, I'll just pick them up next week. I've seen perfectly healthy-looking seniors suffer heart attacks because they stopped their meds when they felt okay. Let me say this clearly. Feeling okay does not mean your blood pressure is under control. Your medication isn't there to fix a symptom. It's there to protect you from what you can't feel. If you're having side effects, talk to your doctor. Don't just stop. There are always alternatives, different doses, or better options. But skipping entirely is never safe. Here's what I recommend. Use a pill organizer. Set a daily reminder on your phone. Link your pill time to something you already do, like brushing your teeth or making tea. And if you travel, keep extra doses in your bag or wallet, just in case. Managing blood pressure isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. One little pill a day might seem small, but it could be the reason you're still walking, laughing, and living years from now. Don't gamble with your future. Your heart has been working non-stop since the day you were born. The least we can do is not make its job harder. Your heart doesn't ask for much. It just wants a fair chance to keep beating strong, to carry you through your days, to be there for the people you love. And the truth is, it's been doing that for you, every second of your life. But after 60, it needs a little more care. Not perfection, just attention. You don't have to change everything at once. You don't need to be flawless. All it takes is a few small decisions, taken seriously, done consistently, to shift the direction of your health. Start with one habit to let go, one walk to take, one meal to change, one deep breath to calm your mind. Because every small act of care you give your heart, it gives back tenfold, in strength, in years, in moments you might have otherwise missed. If this video made you think or helped you reflect on your own habits, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one change you're going to make starting today? And if you haven't yet, please tap the like button. It helps us reach more seniors who might need this message. Don't forget to subscribe to Health 365, where we share real, honest advice to help you live longer, feel stronger, and stay independent every single day. Your future self will thank you. Your family will thank you. And most of all, your heart will thank you. Stay strong, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.